Theorem 6.1. This theorem is very much important as far as this chapter is concerned, and also as far as construction chapter is concerned. We will be making use of this theorem in constructions, right? So that is why I had told to learn construction, similar triangles, knowledge is very, very important. We'll continue now. If a line is drawn, the line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points. In distinct points. The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. In the same ratio.
To prove this theorem,
first you have to write what is given to us. What is given to us. And this given to us should be written reading the theorem statement. You see here, if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, that means there is already one triangle. But in theorem statements, names will not be given for any triangle, parallelogram, lines. They will not give the name. They will be anonymous. That means without names. So we have to consider one triangle with certain name. We have to name it. Okay. So given, what we'll write? Triangle ABC. We will call this triangle as ABC because to prove we need names, right? Then in this triangle, one line is drawn parallel to one side such that it intersects the remaining two sides. So if we show a triangle like this. A, B, C. It's a triangle now. Here one line is drawn and that line is parallel to one of the sides of this triangle. Let us say that line is here and its name is DE and it is parallel to BC and it is parallel to BC. Now this line is intersecting AB at D and AC at E. This is what is given to us. Given triangle ABC, DE is a line parallel to BC intersecting AB at D and AC at E. So this is given to us. We have to write it neatly. Then what we have to prove, that we have to write. It is something like doing an activity in science. So here to prove, okay, what we have to prove, then we have to read the statement of this theorem once again. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Other two sides means which are those sides? AB and AC. So at this point and at this point E, AB and AC are divided into two parts. Which are those two parts? In AB, two parts are AD and DB. In AC, two parts are AE and EC. If you take the ratio of AD by DB, that is, if you take the ratio of AD to DB, then that ratio will be equal to ratio of AE to EC. This is what we have to prove. So to prove AD by DB equal to AE by EC. AE by EC. Okay. Now we have to give the proof. This we have to prove systematically. Okay. And to prove some construction we will have to make. To prove some construction we have to make. Okay. So what are those constructions then? Draw NE perpendicular to AD. This is symbol for perpendicular. Okay, NE perpendicular to AD, and MD perpendicular to AE, perpendicular to AE. See, NE is perpendicular to AD, it means that NE will be perpendicular to AB also. We'll show that first. It is perpendicular now. It is NE. NE perpendicular to AD. But what is AD? AD is part of AB. That means NE is perpendicular to AD as well as AB, because it is just a continuation. It is just a continuation of line segment AD up to B. Another perpendicular we have to draw. From where to where? That is MD. So M should be on AE. Now M is here, perpendicular. I hope figure is clear now. Is it okay? Have you all drawn this? Right. Right. Join D to C and E to B. Join D to C and E to B. E to B I will join. And then D to C also I will join like this. Now only consider triangle ADE. What have to consider? Triangle ADE. How it appears? It is A, it is D, and it is E. You have drawn a perpendicular NE to AD. NE to it is D only, right? or you can write here D. Now area of triangle ADE, you have used notation like this. AR in bracket, is it right? You have used notation AR in bracket ADE. That means area of triangle ADE is half into base into height. Height means what? Perpendicular drawn from the base to the opposite vertex. Is it right? So base in this triangle, perpendicular is drawn to AD. So you take AD as base. You take AD as base. Now D is not the base. Please don't take it as base. To calculate area, AD is base now. So half into AD into altitude. Altitude means what? Perpendicular drawn to the base from the opposite vertex. That is NE or EN. You can write it according to your wish. Both mean same. Length remains the same there. Have you all written? Next. Area of triangle BDE we will calculate. Which triangle? BDE. So now how BDE appears to you? See, these separate diagrams are very helpful to you in understanding, right? You need not draw these in examination. These are for just your understanding. Okay. This is D, this is, I will take this as B here, okay, and I will show here D, and I will take this as E, this is C. We don't want this now, right? From here to here you have joined. To get a triangle BDE, if you look at this triangle's angle D, it is obtuse angle. That means more than 90 degree. If angle is obtuse, then altitude of the triangle will be outside the triangle. Altitude of the triangle will be outside the triangle. You have to extend it. So its altitude will be here now, like this. If you extend, what you are going to get? You are going to get A. Look at this figure. BD is now extended to A. And already for this AD here and AD here you see. You have drawn perpendicular. What is that? Again NE only. Okay. So this is nothing but altitude for triangle BDE also. NE is altitude for triangle BDE also. So area of triangle BD is equal to half into BD into NE. Done? Okay. Can you write area of triangle ADE in other way? Also, area of triangle ADE can you make use of some other base and some other altitude and write area of triangle ADE? Look at this figure once again. I will consider this figure once again here, right? But I will read right so that you can understand very much easily, clearly. Correct. Half into AE into MD. Area of triangle DEC. Area of triangle DEC. You have to find triangle DEC now. Locate triangle DEC here. Where it is? DEC. That means this triangle we are talking about. Okay. So we'll draw this once again here. This is D. This is E. Now it is to be triangle DEC. So join it here. Now see here. If I extend this, what I get A only. You look at this diagram. CE extended will go to A. Here also it is obtuse angle now. So if we extend EC to AE, then the altitude will be found on AE like this. And this altitude already we have drawn here. What is that? MD. That is equal to MD. So altitude for triangle DEC is what now? MD. Anjali is correct in saying that. Half into EC into MD. Half into EC into MD. See, when you draw these diagrams separately, then you will have clear-cut understanding of this theorem. Otherwise, you will have to mug up. Please never go for mug up. Try to understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I will explain, but never try to mug up the things. Is it over? Have you all written this? Therefore, area of ADE to area of BDE. You may ask me a question now. Sir, why should we take ratio of areas? Reason is you should concentrate on what we have to prove. You have to concentrate on what we have to prove. Now see here. AD by DB equal to AE by EC I have to prove. Is it right? I have to prove AD by DB equal to AE by EC. If I take ratio of area of triangle ADE to BDE, then half will cancel, NE will cancel, then I get AD by BD. BD means what? DB only. BD and DB are not different, both are same, and that is here. That is why we have to take ratios of areas of two triangles. Next, what I need? Another ratio here, AE by EC. Now you can understand. If I take ratio of area of ADE to DEC, half will get cancelled, MD will cancel, I will get AE by EC. So two equations I am going to get. If we manage to show that ratio of area of ADE to BD is equal to ratio of area of ADE to DEC, then we will get AD by BD equal to AE by EC. How to do that? We will see it in next step. So what you get here? Half into 2 AD into NE as area of triangle ADE. Now what is area of triangle BDE? Written that. Half into BD into NE. Half into BD into NE. So now what happens? NE will cancel. Half and half will cancel. You will get AD by BD. Call it as equation 1 now. And now we'll calculate ratio of areas of other two triangles. Area of ADE by area of DEC. Half into AE into DM by half into EC into DM. Now here DM and half will cancel. Which will give us AE by EC equal to ratios of areas of two triangles. Call it as equation 2 now. Is it okay? Now go back to the figure. First figure. Where is triangle BDE? BD is here. I'll now hatch it. Where is triangle DEC? That is here. Now these two triangles are having common base. If you forget about this, triangle BDE and DEC are having common base DE, and they are standing between same parallels, because we know that DE parallel to BC. We know that DE is parallel to BC. In the 9th standard, you have studied a theorem on areas of triangles between same parallels and having same base are equal. Have you not studied? Yes. Areas of two triangles having common base and standing between same parallels are equal. You have studied. That means area of BD is equal to area of DEC triangle. Since you may ask me a question, sir, why you are doing that? Why you are jumping into 9th standard theorem? Reason is, I have to make equation 1 equal to equation 2, so that AD by BD will become equal to AE by EC. But if you look at these two ratios of triangle areas, numerator are same here. AD and AD triangle we are having, but in the denominator we are having triangle BDE and DEC. They are not equal. So I have to show that denominators are equal first. Then I can say these ratios are equal. Okay, good. Since triangle BDE and triangle DEC are on common base, DE and between DE parallel to BC, their areas are equal. Their areas are equal. That is, their areas are equal means what? Area BDE is equal to area DEC. Okay. So equation two may be written as, in place of DEC you write BDE. Area of ADE by area of BDE equal to AE by EC. Now call it as 3. Call it as 3. Now look at equation 1 and 3. Look at equation 1 and 3. What do you find? LHS are equal now. If LHS are equal, RHS must also be equal. Okay. From 1 and 3, we get AD by BD equal to AE by EC. Hence proved. Important note will add here. Converse of this theorem is also true. What it means then? Converse of this theorem is also true. What it means? It means that in triangle ABC, if a line is intersecting AB at D and AC at E, AB at D and AC at E, we don't know whether it is parallel or not. We don't know whether D is parallel to BC or not, but it is intersecting AB at D and AC at E in such a way that AD by DB equal to AE by EC. In this way. So conversal means we have to go in reverse direction. If in this triangle now AD by DB is equal to AE by EC, then DE becomes parallel to BC. Very correct. So this is what is to be written. Please write down, all of you.